Alright. 4-color Enigmatic here. Enigmatic Incarnation. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that enchantment's converted mana cost and put it into play. So we pair this with a bunch of enchantments that we don't mind sacrificing, like Birth, Omen, History, Othakaya. And then we have lots of different creatures that we can get for different utilities and pieces of card advantage. One of the strongest curves you can have with this deck is Druid on 2, into Incarnation on 3, into Conquer's Death, exile something on 4, turn Conquer's Death into a 6-drop with Incarnation. So, let's go ahead and pop on into some games here with this. This is a deck that's felt somewhat reasonable in times we played it in the past. It's one of the decks up on my website. This exact list is not the one up on the site. This is a viewer-submitted variation of the archetype. It's pretty close to what I have up there. I think the one notable submission is I have a Massacre Worm in my recommended list, which I think is still reasonable even post-Field of the Dead. Lethian 2408, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Sure. It's not amazing, but in the range of keepable, I think. Mr. One, thank you for the 14 months. Oh, they're a Luris deck. This keep is real bad against a Luris deck. Conqueror's Death doesn't have text here. Yeah, it hits Luris, but Luris isn't what's going to kill us. I don't think this matchup's likely winnable. I'm just going to go ahead and concede and move to the next one. I guess I have a couple of Baffling Ends. I don't really feel like playing this matchup. It's pretty polarizing. I'm just going to go to the next one rather than be miserable. I don't really care about our rank. It's meaningless. It doesn't give you anything of value. Let's just play Magic to have fun. Damn it, Bobby. Please be Red-Black Pyromancer. If you're the trophy leader, you could say, sorry, I won't get to post a Twitter screenshot for whatever imaginary clout that gives me that we're not a high rank or whatever. The old Woodland Cemetery Hallowed Fountain opener, a true classic. I am polarizing, but so is Blue-White Bogles. I think with that attack, I want to Othakaya this. Feels a little bad to miss our land drop for the turn, but I think I want to try and stem the bleeding here. It did not douse, they just didn't respond to me, which is kind of what I was expecting to happen. That's fine. Means I don't have to spend all day playing in a Magic tournament. It's like a win-win situation. Ram through, Primal Might, yikes. Okay, well, we have our land drops rolled up. I have Enigmatic Incarnation next turn to start doing stuff. I'd actually probably rather just Chupacabra here, right? Since that's in my hand. We'll grab our second white source and just eat the questing beast. What SCG thing? I tweeted at SCG that if they invited me to play in their first historic event, I would play something sweet and donate whatever money I won to St. Jude as a PR thing. Because I just like playing in their qualifiers. Just like isn't great content, and adding a bunch of extra stream time or doing it off stream just isn't super feasible. I think I just go get Hostage Taker here, right? So I've got double blue, I've got double white, I've got double green, I've got double black. Just have all of our colors on check. Attacks. Rawr. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Gunslinger, thank you for the entire year of support. I appreciate that. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. So Baffling End sounds great. Gosh, 3 trophies is a lot. Some of these, one of these might be better as a Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, that's probably fine. What do I want to get rid of? Probably don't want Dream Trawler at my top end. Kogla sounds fine. Trim 1. Conquer's Death. Tolsimir's probably a little. Leave Thragtusk and Yarok as things to fetch up top. Try that. Leave some Knight of Autumn in, because they're probably a great henge deck. This is close. The fact that it has Incarnation on 4 and we're pretty likely to get there. We could just get run down before getting there. We're on the draw. I think on the play this is a sneaper. On the draw, there's a chance I should be mulliganing. That's a good pickup. So we do this, we get a plains to guarantee our fourth land drop. Then next turn we get an 0-4, and I get to go land, Incarnation, sack this. Both our choices here kind of suck against Primal Might. Like, I could get Deputy for Questing Beast. I guess Primal Might... I guess if I get Deputy, Primal Might means I could chump block the thing. No, we're still dead to Might regardless, right? Yeah, I don't think we have a line here that, it's not dead to that. This hand's great. Just needs to draw a third land by turn 3. By turn 4. Nailed it. So we play this tapped. We turn this into Chupacabra. Chupacabra! Hungry boy. Give me Veil or give me death. Yeah, the Treasure Flare deck is solidly hilarious. Hopefully they play out another threat here, and then we'll be able to Conquer's Death Thronis next turn, and then turn the Conquer's Death into Fighty Ape to fight whatever else they play. Rude. I forgot they had a blocker. In my head, that Questing Beast had died already, chat. Sorry, Chupacabra. I apologize for your loss. It went differently in my mind, chat. There goes the neighborhood. Still in a pretty good spot though here, right? Quasicotl, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You're keeping me around. To be fair, if we had a Massacre Worm in this build, that would have been a huge big brain play, right? We would have killed it with Massacre Worm. Stream title. Wow, we've been playing this deck for 20 minutes and nobody told me about the stream title? You're slacking, chat. What a baffling end the Scavenging Ooze shall meet. Smart to eat my graveyard here, because I'm about to turn this Birth into an Uro. Because why not? I get 2, you get 3? Exactly. So I have double blue, I have double green, I have double black, I have double blue. We have all of our colors. It's good to run through that. And you fetch. Frenzied Mage, thank you for the 32 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I want my stuff with Yorion to come back here. So that way we could do this. And then we'll sack the Baffling End to get Deputy. And we'll resolve the Baffling End trigger first to give them a 3-3, and we'll take the 3-3s away. Mr. Mock the Shock, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This is a big brain feel smart deck, chat. It's very difficult to play. Very, very difficult to play. Fall Guys stream when? I take variety game submissions. Those are a thing that exists now. Huge brains. Can barely keep it in my head, chat. Orphan Guard. Okay, let's see if they are an opponent of Culture, playing Treasure Flare, or if they're just a grubby blue-white control player. Esper control. Gosh, like the worst of the 3 options. So the 17 months, Machete Marble. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for dropping that prime off. Would not be here without folks like you. Any land is better than missing here. Obviously would have preferred a blue source, but beggars shan't be choosers. So long, Paradise Druid. I hardly knew ya. What a heartless monster. But then again, we knew that because they were playing Esper control. You've addicted me to Legends of Runeterra. Sorry, not sorry. Game's great. I'm gonna play a little bit of that in a little bit. Maybe I'm supposed to save this to finish off Planeswalkers. Getting an enchantment into play ahead of Yorion is appealing, though. Ahead of Incarnation is appealing. What do you think the cost would be to get every card to Legends of Runeterra? I mean, you could compute that mathematically. I think someone did the math, and getting full playsets of everything in their latest third set was like $160 to buy it outright. But again, like, I honestly wouldn't recommend buying everything outright. I'd recommend putting in like $100 or $200 or whatever you're looking to spend to start, and just like build some decks and play and just acquire more stuff free. And like, obviously, if you're not getting stuff fast enough for your liking, you could spend more, but like, you will acquire a lot of stuff for free just by playing. So like, put some money in and like buy a deck. And it was funny, something that we were talking about is, I keep saying like champions are $3 in Runeterra, but that's actually not true. If you're spending more money, you get more coins. So if you put in $100 at a time, like whales typically do with Arena, champions are actually only like $2.75 in that game. Or even cheaper than $3 a copy if you're putting in $100. Well, we don't have blue mana, but we're still playing a game, so we got that going for us. Feels bad, Canadian to USD conversion. Have you considered being from a real country? I don't know if I could even say if you consider being from a real country in good faith, though, because, like, I would much rather be in Canada currently. So maybe I take that back. I rescind my shots fired. I would like to live in a country where there are adults in charge of the government. I need to take a time out for that one. That's fair. I would like the record to reflect what an incredibly healthy metagame Magic Arena's historic format currently has that my opponent has cast Rest in Peace during our first game. Nothing screams format is healthy like main deck Rest in Peace. There's nothing to see here, chat. Pay no attention to the Rest in Peace on the other side of the board. Man, that's quite the combo deck our opponent has assembled here. The old Commit to Memory plus Rest in Peace. Red Rover, let Shark come on over. Do I want to kill Rest in Peace? I think so. I think so. Because I'm going to want Uros at some point. Now we can cast the shark. Yeah, exactly. You get me. I just forced them to trade tokens for my 2/1s here. Just pressure their life total out. They're down to 7 here. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Shatter in the sky.
You are a mighty warrior. I can see.
What's the point of playing Shatter of Wrath of God? Wild cards. Opponent's not arena rich. They could be playing more than 4 sweepers, but the reality is that they're probably just on a budget. Kogla out. Yeah, probably. Probably. Oh, the guy comes out. Are you favored in this matchup? I have no idea. Trim Paradise just gets swept away. Cause it's a sneepa keepa doo 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 sneepapa keepapa come and thought sees me doo 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 doo. Hey, that's a good draw, yeah. I like lands. I have 2 planes in my deck, or 3. I forget. 2. You take song requests to sing. The way my brain works, it's usually hard for me to recall specific lyrics to things, not in the moment. Karaoke night's a tough sell, because I have such a good voice. I wouldn't want to get copy struck for sounding too close to what the actual lyrics of the song sound like. So you gotta think about the future of my brain here. The most humble, chat. The most humble. Oh, I don't have another forest. There's only 1 forest in this deck? Well, that's poop. I was gonna play Tolsimir, but apparently there's not another forest in my deck. Ooh, that's a good one. Listen to play tapped and pass the stroke up. I generally prefer to buy people dinner first, but I'll stroke you this time. Just because. Seems good. I think I'm holding on to Birth for now because there's not another planes in my deck. So I'd like to hang on to this until I have an Enigmatic Incarnation to pair it with. Like, I don't need another card in my bin to escape Urros, so just let that hang tight for the time being. I'd also just like to point out, like, this set started with me conceding 2 matches in a row to a matchup that was basically going to be unwinnable. And you see how much happier it's been? Just like skipping the matchups that are polarizing, which there are many of in Magic, for the sake of just playing games that could potentially be fun, is a huge quality of life increase. The arena ladder prizes really aren't worth much. I'd heavily encourage you to do the same. If you aren't having fun playing Magic at any point, you're playing it wrong. Play it in a different way. Hang on to this one to cycle here. We've got all of our colors lined up nicely. Thanks for the card. I did the same until I realized I was skipping 90%. Sure, yeah, I mean, like, that's a good measure too. Like, if you're doing that and you're finding you're enjoying less than you're playing, like, that's a good way to measure it. I wish they had a historic best of 3 casual queue. I mean, like, there would still be people that would play good decks in those. What's a good meme in Legends of Runeterra? You should look up the Harrowing Ash deck that I had played before. That one's pretty funny. Reasonably competitive. Unranked best of 1 is still full of people trying to spike. Yeah, it's just unavoidable in these types of platforms.
If you wish to meditate, then prepare.
Of course, dude. Welcome back. Also, I found out today, and I don't know if it's getting an English version or not, but apparently the new Digimon card game that released in Japan earlier this year is coming in English to the United States. If they create a digital version of that, it's something I'm going to have to try and stream at some point, because Digimon was a big part of my childhood. I liked that one. I don't know that they have a digital version though. Hey, yeah, the Endure deck is sweet. They have Shatter, and I think they're pretty obligated to shatter my board as is, so I think I just like play a Landed Pass here. You tried Digimon Cyber Sleuth for Switch. It's still in the plastic wrap. I haven't had time, but yeah, I plan to play this at some point. I was talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield. That one got recommended highly by many people. One shifty boy. He's dead, Jim. You've murdered him. So, I could... Oh, actually, I get to put a land into play with this. I was going to say I want to do Uro before I Incarnation, but I actually just get to do both here, right? Because why not? Because why wouldn't I? That's true. If someone submitted the Digimon as a variety game, it would force me to finally set up my capture card in my office for my Switch. Or maybe I'd just set up the capture card on my couch in the living room so that way I could play from there. That would probably be better. Then I could stream like Minecraft dungeons with the kids. No, come back, opponent. Do you want to have fun with your Esper control deck? I have a laptop that's capable of running OBS. Oh, the volume got louder. It's the Omen kept board. Ooh. I'm gonna turn my headphones down. I think I mulligan this on the draw. It doesn't have double white. And it doesn't have a 2-mana spell. The Cian's great. It's got all of our colors. This gets us our second white. I think I bottom one of these. Just hope to draw 4th land naturally. Be nice to make big ends. Our goblins matchup is probably really bad, huh? I would bet our goblins matchup is not good. We can't play Grafdigger's Cage because it shuts off our incarnations. Oh, this is the matchup I wanted Massacre Worm for. The person that submitted this cut Massacre Worm. If they don't have Muxus, our deck's very good here, because our deck is good against creature aggro decks. It's just not good against combo decks. Ew. I stand by my statement. I think we've died, chat. Oh gosh, that sounds fun, Mick Big Hands, but it's been so long since I touched the IP. If I had a Massacre Worm in my deck, this Omen of the Sea could find us Incarnation to save us. We're gonna brick and die anyway, so it doesn't matter. I heard they just like rebooted the anime though, right? Because that was part of why I was reading about the new Digimon card game, and I saw that they were releasing it in tandem with a new variation of the cartoon in Japan, right? Is my understanding? Yeah, they rebooted the original anime. Hey, sweet. Incarnation could have gotten Deputy there. Sure, yeah. I did not find Incarnation though, so we died. Actually, probably isn't a trophy matchup. Ramping them does not sound stellar. I'm just going to bring in a couple of Baffling Ends and cross our fingers and pray. Conquer's Death is slow. Do I want Stroke? I guess Stroke tags Muxus, and it's just so hard to hold up mana for it. Double tap land kind of sucks, but we're on the play. Yeah, I think that's true, Brutesy. It only hits 2 things, but those are the cards we lose to more than anything else, is an accurate assessment. I'm gonna be greedy and try and hit a land drop here, and if we miss, we'll just concede. Okay. Do I get a turn 4, opponent? I technically got a turn 4, chat. I should be grateful. I should be grateful. I've been blessed with untapping on the 4th turn. Well, yes, but actually no. Is it appropriate assessment? Again, I don't know if Muxus should be banned based on power level, but in terms of quality of gameplay, I'm really surprised that they're going into their invitational next weekend with that legal. It's really not. It really doesn't make Magic look good as a game. Especially as far as, like, esports go. Now, I think banning Prospector is fucking stupid. What just happened is also not okay on turn 4. Yeah, that's the other part. The consistency of which they manage their ban list also tends to be something that grinds my gears a good bit. Like, they banned Winota, but left that horse crap legal. It's just offensive. Winota is much easier to interact with than Goblins, and it's not close. Goofy Hat Matt, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. The deck list for the Invitational won't be due until sometime next week. I believe the Invitational starts on Thursday. If I recall correctly. I plan to continue doing at least one Magic deck and Runeterra deck per day, but some of the Invitational days I'm probably going to do slightly shorter days. Excuse me? Sure. I mean, at least this means I'm not getting claimed next turn, I guess. Yeah, it's another matchup where Worm is very good. Man, they are aggressive. So they have a Citadel here they're making up to 6 mana for? No, just a Wish Rider. Okay. Huh. I guess they're killing us super quickly with just these triggers. Oh, this isn't even that good, right? Because I can take Clothis off the table here, but I can't take both priests because I'll sack whichever priest I target. There's a Citadel we've been worried about, and they're at 18, so even if we don't die this turn, pretty low probability that we end up being able to win the game. Let's let them combo kill us. Whoa! So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Lands. 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 I need more lands. Sounds good, Crush. Hey, I'm not dead yet. Block. Untapped land. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Well, poop. I do, at the very least here, get to go Thragtusk into Blink Thragtusk after I chump block. I think there's a few decks that I would like to be slower. I think this Citadel combo deck tends to be a little bit on the too fast side on average too. It has some turn 3 goldfish kills as well, which I think is not ideal. Down to 7. Tower is a problem. Just die if I don't block. I think we're dead either way. Yeah, the birth's a wash though, right? We gain 2, take 2. Hey, Summalander, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the Runeterra stuff. Yeah, it's game's a lot of fun. We'll be shifting gears over to that in about 20 to 30 minutes. Thanks for the Prime support. Mayhem Devils in a row is pretty good. I think if they attack with this, I'm double blocking. That about sums up the Magic the Gathering experience, huh? Triple Mayhem Devil in a row for them, triple land in a row for us. The benefit of leaving Thragtusk in play there was higher than the benefit of the trade. We literally died to Mayhem Devil triggers if I took the hit there. Is there a particular reason why you stream Magic first and Runeterra second? Yes, because I have a wider Magic audience, so by streaming Magic first, it helps me potentially convert some of my people that watch me for Magic over to Runeterra. Okay, well, you know, I have exactly 5 cards left in my graveyard. We were due for a good one, right? That's how that works. We used up our cumulative bad luck. Are we the baddies? Yes. Unequivocally. Yes, yeah, so with Magic Online, I didn't have the goal of bringing arena viewers to Magic Online, because Magic Online is a dying platform that has numbered days. Whereas, like, I think Runeterra has a lot of potential. I think Magic Arena has probably about achieved its potential. I don't really envision it going up much or down much from where it's at now. God bless Eurochat. This card's perfectly fine. Very reasonable. Don't do anything to it. It saved us this game. Do not speak ill of my lovely. Swerve around the corner. Yep. Nah, I think Arena is definitely... Arena and Magic in general are too big to fail Full Metal. I think they'll probably coast about where they're at. CRC, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Well, we limped out of that one on the back of our busted Magic the Gathering card. Baffling End sounds great. Assassin's Trophy sounds great. Questerson, while okay at attacking, I feel like I'm taking a more defensive role in this matchup, so I probably don't want that. I feel like History of Benalia isn't an effect I'm super in love with. The 2/2s are okay. I guess insulating my board against priest activations is decent. It doesn't trade well into Mayhem Devil, though. Dream Crusher's probably slow at the top end. I could probably trim some Conqueror's Death. It's just a slow effect. I'm leaving in plenty of Knights to be able to kill, their, what's it called? I'll trim 2 histories. Just trim around the edges here. Trial of Ambitions. I don't think the quality of that card is particularly high. I also don't really feel like I need more 2-mana enchantments. Like, I think Omen and Birth both do a pretty good job of filling that role. This is like the turn 2 Coco. No, because I'd wait to do that at my end step, right? Hey, awesome, Cersei. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Welcome to a live one. You should pop into the subs Discord server as well. People who are new subs today or didn't get the survey via email, make sure you pop on into the Discord server and fill that out. That feedback on there kind of guides the ratio of what content I'm making. How much Magic, how much Runeterra, how much Historic, how much Standard, etc., etc. If I keep doing things like the variety segments, they've been pretty well received. About 45% support last I checked. Styles, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. Okay, opponent and I having opposite problems here. Yeah, I think I'm just in the market for most spells here. Magic's definitely the boomer TCG right now. We ride high on nostalgia for sure. And honestly, like I've said, like the nostalgia factor and the deep card pool is one of the strongest things about Magic in general, right? Shirakan, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't think it's an accident that like Historic has way more support on my survey currently than Standard does. I think those types of non-rotating formats with deep card pools are one of the best things Magic has to offer over other card games, and there's a reason why a lot of Magic's audience is drawn to them. You could definitely use the queue points to bump things that are in the variety queue, potentially, but I don't envision myself doing more than 2-ish variety segments per week. They're just not quite popular enough to justify doing more than that. I think I am going to keep these. It might be right to keep Birth over Oath, but I need Paradise Druid to make blue mana. Like, basically, once I tweet out my schedule for the week, that's going to kind of lock in which variety games are for that upcoming weekend. If we're doing variety segments that weekend. Alright, I guess I just do this. Hopefully, Basic Forest doesn't kill my Paradise Druid. Okay. This is better than bricking. Draw another, like, 3 or 4 drop we don't want. Perfect. It's a little bit behind, but opponent's start is also slow, so maybe not out of it. Yeah, it's been a reasonable session. And like I said, I know we had like a week there. We had like a week there after the field ban where I think we had way more bad sets of Magic than good sets of Magic, but I think we'll be able to pull that back closer to the middle now that we've like worked through some of those decks in the queue. I'm better able to reject decks that I know aren't going to be competitive now, because I understand what's good and playable in the format a little bit better. And like, rejecting decks that can't be made competitive doesn't mean we can't do sweet things, right? Like, we played Temur Locust God before this one, and it was very good. This deck's very sweet. It's just, there's specific constraints that I know decks can or can't be beaten into before I accept them. Yeah, the Temur Locust deck was super reasonable.
Elemental cat dinosaurs. I love Ikoria.
Hey, Simsul Kid, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. All right, so how about if we double oath the Vivian? The problem with double oathing the Vivian is I lose one of the oaths to the legendary rule, so I'm like down on the number of, I end up down on the number of enchantments I have total. I could like oath their 3/3 here, and then Night of Autumn as a 4/3, and then like get a 4-drop out of my deck. Hey, good luck laddering. Goblins is very good. Very bad matchup for us. I think we just want a hostage taker their Barkide troll here. It's a little scary leaving them with Vivian for a turn here, because she lets them play stuff off the top of their deck.
Every day is a new mutation.
Yeah. Huh? And probably also greedy to hostage taker rather than Ravenous Chupacabra. Yeah, I could Yorion and swap the Lovestruck Beast for the Vivian, but then they have 2 5/5s, which is not great for us. I think that's our only shot to get out of this, though. I think I'm holding on to this to cycle for now. So, no enchantments for this. This leaves us pretty cold to another removal spell, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think I probably was supposed to just double oath the Vivian that turn and not be so greedy about getting value out of the oaths and the enigmatics. Yeah, now because I Chupacabra it already, Because I hostage shakered instead of Chupacabra earlier, I don't have a hostage shaker left in my deck to... I don't have a hostage shaker left in my deck to steal their Great Henge. Decks that don't have links are build around submissions comic, or they're submissions for things that I've played in the past, so they're basically build arounds. I don't accept archetypes that I haven't seen. So yeah, if there's not a list link, that means someone is giving me a build around. The problem is the card advantage from Great Henge is just going to bury us here. So I no longer have an answer to that. What's our best draw here? Probably Omen of the Sea, because it digs us deeper towards some action and then turns into a knight to kill the Henge. Yeah, if we find Omen of the Sea, and then it finds us some action, and then we kill the Henge, and we stabilize the board, is the route to victory from here. So, uphill battle, but not just out of it just yet. I'm really looking forward to Pioneer Masters at the end of this year. Not only because it's going to bring a bunch of cards to this format, but also because I would bet that Pioneer Masters will be like the last big change point of this format. I'm expecting that like whatever the metagame settles into post Pioneer Masters will be most similar to what the format looks like in the longer term. Yeah, I think the mono green deck's playable for sure. I think our matchup here is pretty reasonable, especially once we bring in some more removal post board if I make better decisions in that game, but I agree that the opponent's archetype is competitive. Has put up results in a number of the community tournaments. It's got a good, clean, linear game plan, and also has a touch of interaction with things like Primal Might to run people down. Brent Hogok 2.0 at Pioneer Masters. Well, Pioneer Masters, again, is a digital-only set that will not be introducing any new Magic cards. It's not like, it's not Modern Horizons. There will not be brand new Magic cards in Pioneer Masters. Pioneer Masters is a strictly digital set that will exist to bring... We mulliganed to 5 that game too, right? Right? Was that the game I mulliganed to 5, by the way? That last one we just played that was really close that I messed up? Yeah, I mean, like, a reasonable player playing a good deck can go undefeated with just about anything with a good run. Doing well with the deck doesn't necessarily mean it's super perfect or ideal or anything like that. I discourage you heavily from getting into the mindset of this deck is good because I did well with it. It's a very lazy way to think about things. Just gonna keep my life total high here. I mean, we basically get Historic Horizons. I guess we technically don't get brand new cards out of it, right? So it's a little different. They have a collecting company here. No, just nothing. Okay. Weird. I mean, Scavenging Ooze is just like, again, a good Magic card in general. I have double black, I have double green, I have double blue. I have triple green, so we'll get triple blue so that way we can play and escape a row in the same turn. Jumpstart was Historic Horizons. Yeah, that's a good comparison. Do you have any amount of matches... Do you have an amount of matches played before you feel comfortable saying a deck is good or not? Whether or not I say a deck is good will basically never be based on my number of matches with it. The number of games you need to play to have a statistically significant sample size to draw a conclusion about a deck based purely from empirical data is not a set of data that a single person can track on their own. It just doesn't, this is not how data works. It's not how you have reasonable sample sizes you can be confident in. That's why people often that's why the record command is what it is on my stream. Like, we often joke about that. People always come in and, ask what the record is. And that's not limited to Magic either, right? Like, in Runeterra, that happens too. And it's just like, I explicitly don't put the record I'm playing with the deck that I'm playing anywhere on my stream because it's just not relevant information. It doesn't, putting my record with the deck on my stream overlay would encourage players to draw bad conclusions. There's this idea among humans that some data is better than no data, when in reality, that's actually not true. In fact, being stupid with a little bit of data can have you easily draw worse conclusions than you draw with having no data. How do you determine if a deck is good or not? Based on your... That's just what it is. It's based on my own experience. It's largely based on my experience that I have with the format in general. My experience as a Magic player. I've played a lot of Magic. And even I try to shy away from, for example, if you look at my website and you look at the historic pages up there, I really think the categories that I have on my website for power level is the perfect way to sort the power level of Magic decks or TCG decks. I don't have them in these various tiers with letters or numbers. I think sorting them by decks that are proven, decks that feel like they might be good but haven't put up results yet, decks that people enjoy but are bad in some places, or just straight up memes. I like that breakdown a lot. That's why I use it. Am I waiting to get value with this? I don't think so. I think I'm just playing this and hoping they break off for a little bit. Why is the text on Skews white? Why is Magic Arena? Ever care to do that for Runeterra? Nah, I think Mobalytics does a pretty okay job of that. They rank them by letters or numbers, like I said, I don't like doing, but the actual decks that they put up there are a reasonable collection. This deck's been really good, Moldylocks. This, speaking of, is one of the decks that I have, I believe, in the high potential section of my website, because it hasn't really put up results at any tournament, but basically every time we play it, we have a bunch of games that feel fun and are competitive with it. Okay, there's probably something here. I mean, to be fair, Coder Chris, decks that I would classify as broken generally don't end up on my website, because most of what I play here isn't the proven good decks, right? It's important to know for my site, too, that, my site isn't intended... What's up, dude? What? You gotta bring the Switch in here and I can help you. Sorry, my site's not meant to be all-encompassing for all of Historic either, right? There's no Sultai ramp and there's no goblins up under the proven section on my website. It doesn't mean those decks aren't good, it just means I don't play them very often on stream because people don't submit them to me. The site's supposed to be a curated list of stuff to get people to my content. Yeah, occasionally you'll get something like Winota that originates as a brew here, or we played it a bunch before it got popular, but that's more the exception than the rule for that type of thing. I think I'm happy with how I boarded, just the extra removal spells. It honestly could be right to board in Shifting Ceratops just as a 5/4 blocker. I think that's probably better than Dream Trawler, actually. Yeah, I think if you have the wild cards, this deck is not cheap. It's very wild card intensive because it's 80 cards and 4 colors and a ton of dual lands. But yeah, I think if you enjoyed this archetype, you can play competitive games with it in this format. How many times on average you need to play a deck and have a fun league with them to be up on the site? Usually 2, because I believe in, what am I spelling? What am I spelling? Multi-shot? There you go. There's your multi-shot too. Enjoy. Easy mulligan. Usually twice to put a deck up on the website. It needs to feel good for me. And that in large part is because it costs me money to put stuff up on the site. Like I pay a graphics designer to make those banners that go up on the deck pages. In addition to costing me time to like put the page together. That's like, 15, 20 minutes. But also have to pay for the artwork. Let's get new tools from Amonkhet. No, not really. What is he multi-shotting? I have no idea. Why not just give them exposure? I mean, I've also tweeted my graphics guy a couple of times because I think it's great to thank people for the work that they've done. But you shouldn't only thank them for their work. You should also give them money so they can live. This is a little risky. So I'm giving them a 3/3 and they could have like a Primal Might here. Alright, so we need an untapped land, chat. We hit an untapped land here, and we'll be able to Elspeth Conquers Death to Nissa, and then get a Titan Ape.
Excuse me, sir, did you order a polka dot princess?
A polka dot princess! Oh, how's my polka dot princess this morning? This afternoon, whatever time it is. Hello, baby girl. Who's wonderful? You're wonderful? Oh, you're lucky, baby girl. Daddy spiked the land. Nailed it. You got it. Opponents, I guess their timing's kind of forced there, but now my Titan Ape gets to eat the Steel Leaf Champion, which is great. You click on the Titan Ape, please.
A what?
Click the Titan Ape.
A Titan Ape?
Titan Ape, yeah, get him. Monkey around.
Next time, call it by the first word on the card, you dummy.
Kill the Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah, get him. Get him. Hey, Haley's like the Titan baby, chat. She's like 90th percentile for height and weight. She's huge. Are you huge, baby girl? You're huge and you're awesome.
What are we doing now?
Diversity is our greatest strength.
Is it legal to be that cute? Asking the real questions, baby girl. We're going to cast Birth of Meletis, but you need to make sure the auto tapper doesn't use the Hinterland Harbor or the Temple Garden.
How do I turn the auto tapper off?
Click on the plains and then click on the Hallowed Fountain.
For white?
Either, yeah.
This one?
Yep. So we'll do this. We'll grab the plains. And you can play the plains. You can play Questerson.
Questing Beast?
Yeah, it's Questerson.
Okay. If you want me to do the clicking, call them by their name.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a polka dot princess back, Mom. Alright, so I think I'm okay trading Questerson for their 2/3/3s. I don't think I'm okay trading Titan Ape. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this. They're gonna I assume they're gonna they'll double block here, because otherwise this hits them and we kill this, and then we can sack Birth here to grab our second deputy. I did not shoot the sheriff, but we shot the Vivian. Do, 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 do. Uh-oh. We're leaning forward. We're leaning forward. You been drinking this morning, young lady? Hit the bottle pretty hard? We're out of basic planes.
We sure can turn.
We turn this into a Haley stream.
How do we get her in the
Oh. You say hi, baby girl? Her head is very heavy, chat. It's a 90th percentile head. I think we hold on to... Oh gosh, I actually don't have double black, do I? Huh? Do I keep the Chupacabra assuming we're gonna hit a black source? I think so. I already have a knight, so I'm gonna bottom that other one. This doesn't get planes, but we get to turn it into an Uro. We've got 6 cards in the bin. Speaking of Haley streams, I've been plugging the subs Discord to get people to go fill out the sub survey for the month. There's a family photos picture in there. We occasionally post adorable pictures that don't make it onto Twitter. Are you a cutie? Yeah. So we're just like firmly into the glut of garbage time here, right? Oh, I don't have... I need that land to cast Uro. Huh? That's fine. Oh, that's perfect. Heroic intervention. They got me, chat. They got me. Bye, friend. Control deck problem, 6 lands and a blue group. To be fair, like, we were fetching a bunch of planes, right? Yeah, I like this one a lot. And this is... I think I have this in the high potential section on the site right now. I know that run was good, but I think I'm going to downgrade it to the fan favorite section after that set today. I do think this deck has a really hard Goblins matchup, and it has a really hard Blue-White Enchantments matchup, and as long as those are tier 1, I feel like this archetype will really struggle to push in. That being said, I don't think this deck is just bad against other aggressive decks in the format. Like, we beat that green aggro deck twice. I think we have a very reasonable matchup there. I think because of our Othakayas, our Knights, our Uros, our Births, our Guards, we have a very reasonable red aggro matchup. I think you outgrind the Esper, Grixis, and Jeskai control decks very well. You know, honestly, both these decks today were great again. I think I'm probably going to tag the Teamer combo deck as deck of the day just because it was doing something very novel, but this whole set was great here as well also. So for the Magic segment, I'm going to tag the Teamer deck, but this was also reasonable. You can play Trial, which helps the Aurors matchup. So, to address that, Trial doesn't actually help the Aurors matchup, because they're not Bogles from Modern. They have a ton of miscellaneous one-drop creatures that don't care about your sacrifice effect. I actually think Baffling End is much better against the enchantments deck than Trial of Ambition is, and even then, I think if you jammed 4 of these, you probably still wouldn't be a favorite there. That means tomorrow's start deck's gonna be painful. I don't know. Yesterday we had 2 good decks too, so maybe we're over the hump, and the things that remain are mostly reasonable. Yeah, they play Cartouche also sometimes. All right, at any rate, that's gonna wrap up on Magic for the day. If you want more Magic stuff, I'll be back with more Magic tomorrow morning. We're gonna shift gears into some Runeterra for the remainder of the stream. Oh, and tomorrow's Saturday, so we're gonna do a variety segment tomorrow too. So, If you're someone like me that played a lot of Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, we're going to play some Morrowind at the end of tomorrow's stream. But for the rest of today, we're going to shift gears to some Runeterra, which is Riot's digital card game that I've been playing a bunch of and enjoying.